Evening everybody, my name's Richard, I'm from the World Owl Trust. Pepper, the spotted eagle owl, will be joining us a little bit later on. We'll just give everybody a few minutes to join us, and then you can find out what we're going to do this week. It's been a fairly hectic week again. We've got some amazing news. There's a baby owl hatching as we speak, so I've got a camera on that. We're trying to do a time lapse. It's failed miserably so far. I've had to replace the batteries already, and it can take about 60 hours for an egg to hatch. So that's one for the future. Hopefully we'll post that. Looking at the way it's going, it may be tomorrow. And I'm driving the trustees up the wall at the moment because they're desperate to know what fertile eggs we've got in the incubator. And all I've said is that we've got fertile eggs, because there's that age-old adage of not counting your owls before they hatch. What have we had on this week other than hatching eggs? The tawny owl is still here with us. We haven't released him back. We'll do a little video of that when we release him. We're just going to whiz him back to the vets tomorrow. His throat hasn't quite cleared up as well as I would have liked, so we may pop him on another course of treatment just to sort that out. He's putting weight on, he's eating fine, so yeah, it'd be nice to get him back into the wild. It's just to clear up his throat that we're going to take him back to the vets again. I think that's about it. Been down to blood donors today, so if you're a blood donor, don't forget you can still donate, because they rang me up asking. They were fairly desperate, I think, so yeah, you can squeeze that in somewhere as well if you're not going to work at the moment. And this is going to be the last live that we do for a little while with me. Jacinta will be doing the odd one when we get babies hatching and things, but the trust are going to furlough me just to try and save the charity some money. I'm going to be furloughed for a few months, so we're doing a load of videos pre-recorded, and we'll upload those. They'll be 7:30 on a Thursday. We might do the odd one through the week as well, just to update people on what's happening. And the other really major thing is our app has been launched. It's on your app stores now. If you have a look for the Watts app, and it's there to help us with citizen science. Lou Barton, one of our trustees, has been working really hard on it over the past few weeks. She's got that up and running, and the idea is that all our members get a free copy of this app. They can then go out and record where the owls have been seen, or if you've just heard them, where they've been heard. It's worth all our members having, and it's worth everybody who's watching joining up for a membership, because we've got owls all over the place and we really need to know where they are. It's then logged on a map. You can see where your records have gone on that map, and we can then collate that and give us a good idea of what's happening with our owl populations. And not just barn owls, tawny owls, little owls, short-eared owls and long-eared owls as well. And eventually we hope to roll it out worldwide and deal with all the 200 and odd different species of owls that we've got. So that's our latest exciting news. And say you can go onto our website and you can sign up for a membership there if you're not already a member. If you're not, why not? That's terrible. Now, Pepper, our spotted eagle owl, we've actually got him in his travel box here, and he doesn't normally fly in the field here. He normally works elsewhere, so we've done a little bit of work with him over the past few weeks, and we've had him getting used to flying here. There's a lot of crows, lots of traffic that drive past on the road, and cyclists and walkers, so there's loads of things to distract him. So we brought him out in his travel box. He's used to hearing me talk before he comes out, so that'll help to settle his nerves, hopefully. And we'll just have a quick look at the travel box as well while we're here. These are the sort of the best practice travel boxes now, made from plastic, so they're really easy to clean. They've got double latches on the doors, so even if one accidentally got caught, the door isn't going to come open. And we've got nice big air holes around the bottom of the boxes. That means the bird can't see out, but there's still a nice flow of air going through there. And he's only in there for usually about 15-20 minutes. But if he was in there for longer, say it was used as a hospital box or whatever, then he's always got a good flow of air going in and out of the box, and he can stay nice and healthy. Plastic handle on the top, and then inside we don't have a perch. It's personal preference on perches really. I like to have some flat grass in there, some astroturf. Some people like to put perches in. I find they travel better if they're on this grass, this astroturf. And again, it's dead easy just to take out, pressure wash, disinfect. We can do that with the steam pressure washer as well, so it really does get a nice good clean, and they work a treat. So this is Pepper. He's our African spotted eagle owl. He's one of the brown sort of subspecies. You get colour variations with them. So there's a really gorgeous grey species, it almost looks silver, and then you get this nice brown species as well. They're one of my favourite owls. Oh, just a minute, we've got a question by the looks of things.
No. I'm just going to say, actually, we have got a reference to your hair at the moment, so the silver reference.
Oh, you're
there
just being
might
cheeky
be...
about the fact that I'm
look, you're becoming a silver fox.
Yeah.
Moving swiftly on.
No, taking after my mentor. Well, don't worry. If you've got any questions at all, type them and we'll answer them at the end, just like we always do. And we'll do the same on the videos that we pre-record as well from next week. If you send questions in, then somebody will answer them for you online, and we'll make sure that they're all answered and you don't go away scratching your head wondering what's going on. So, African spotted eagle owls. If, not that we recommend this, but if you were going to start training an owl, these are the ones to start with. They're a nice size, they're fairly easy to get hold of, they're relatively intelligent when you actually compare them to a lot of owls, fairly placid, and because they're a nice size, it's quite difficult to make them ill. A lot of beginners can make mistakes when they're trying to control birds' weight and to try and get them into flying condition, and with him being a little bit bigger, it's much less risk to the bird. With some of the smaller birds like barn owls that people churn out and pass on and end up being pets, they're really too small for people to start off with. So African spotted eagle owls, perfect. And Pepper is one of my favourite owls to fly. He's a lovely little bird. He's got a great temperament. We did try and breed from him. The problem was that he's stuck in South African time, so he was coming to breeding condition in October, and he was hooting away, chatting up his girlfriend, and his girlfriend was sat looking at him like he was a lunatic, going, "What are you talking about? It's October." And then she'd come into breeding condition in April, and he was like, "No, get away from me, leave me alone, I'm not giving you any mice at the moment." So he's come back into the display team, and we use him quite a lot as one of our ambassador owls. Because we're flying him free, we've got a little transmitter on him that just gives out a beeping noise, and he's got some plain leather straps on his legs here, just so I can hold on to him, and so that if we've got to climb over a gate or a fence and we're not quite ready for him to fly, then I can just keep hold and he's nice and safe. He's had a bit of a look around, so he's had a chance to settle. We'll pop him onto his A-board and we'll see what happens. Now, one of the problems we've got with owls is that their heads spin right the way around, which means that they tend not to concentrate that much on what's going on. So we'll have a go. We'll give him a little short flight first. We always give him a whistle, and he comes and he gets a treat, and that reminds him that I'm quite nice, and if he flies to me, he's going to get another reward. He's got hold of one of the straps at the moment. He hasn't worked out that he's eaten the food. So yeah, when I say they're intelligent, it's all fairly relative. We'll try again, we'll go a little bit further. And just the same call. And they're fantastic birds. They really are just great. You can take them out and you get them to follow you. You can go further and further. There's a wonderful video of them in Africa at one of the night hides in Zamanga, and they're there as youngsters pouncing on locusts and hunting insects. So a great big owl, he weighs 600 grams. Yeah, he's catching tiny little locusts and feeding on those. And they've got a lovely little flight as well, that gentle flap and then glide with these upturned fingertips on the end. Should we get him to go that way? Go to that way. If I run up here, I'll try and get him to fly towards you. Hey! That's a refusal. Hey! Don't look off across the field thinking I could go up there. Made him go too far now. Hey! Hello. watching the other African spotted eagle owls on the other side of the field. Come on, you. Hey. Please. Monster. They're not threatened in the wild, and they're not threatened in captivity either. The Trust's got quite a few pairs, and we've got one youngster down at Rodbaston at the moment who's still in the nest, but we're not breeding any more this year because it's quite difficult to find good homes for them. So they're not threatened at all. However, some of the owls in Africa are having real problems, and their eggs are stolen. They're used for black magic, and they're sold onto the Chinese medicine market as well, smuggled up through Nepal, and they're worth more now than ivory, pound for pound. So this little white owl egg about that size is worth more than the same size piece of ivory, which is a bit frightening. There's a woman in Kenya who has cracked it. She's going around the villages and she's telling all the people who steal owl eggs that owl eggs cause impotence, and there's been a dramatic reduction in the theft of owl eggs in the areas where she's working. I think that's a genius idea, and of course it would have to be a female conservationist that would come up with a theory like that to just prey on men's weaknesses. He's done a few flights. I've got his favourite food in my pocket. I had to have it in my pocket because I was just thawing it out. And that just happens to be a dead mouse. So we'll get him to come across here for his mouse. I'll just grab hold of him before I let go of the mouse. And then he should swallow it down in one. So just like the owl pellets the other week, and the barn owl swallowing a mouse. Let me just move that. There we go. Down in one. And he only needs 2 of those mice a day. So they've got quite slow metabolisms. I'll just move him around. Don't like unbalancing him as he's eating. There we go. And that's it, it's gone. So again, in 16 hours it'll cough up a pellet and all the fur and the bones will come out. While he's here, it's probably quite a good chance to show you just how the bristles around his beak work. So if I just whistle and tickle his feet, he'll bend down and nibble, and he's looking for the food. He's got my finger there, and then he realises that that's not food. If we do it again, we make the food fairly obvious for him this time. Wait. And he can't see that piece of chicken. Come on, look, there it is. So he's got to, yeah, he's got finger as well, thank you. So he's got to feel around with these bristles around his beak. And they're just quills. They're just feathers without any webbing on them. But they're quite sensitive and they allow him to find his food. And of course, he's got these plumicorns, which are typical of eagle owls. And he's just like Gladstone that we met last week. He's just a smaller version that comes from Africa. And you can actually hear one hooting up in the garden at the moment. And he's not going to hoot back now, that's typical. So yeah, they're just like the big eagle owls, just a smaller version, but a wonderful owl. And if you ever go on safari, then you come across these quite a lot while you're on safari. Oh, there was that owl again. So there we go, that is our African spotted eagle owl. For those of you that didn't join us till a little bit later on, this is going to be my last live video for a little while, because I'm being furloughed by the Trust just to save the charity some money. Jacinta will be doing some lives for you with some babies and things. I've press ganged her into doing those, and I'll do some pre-recorded videos as well, and we'll upload those. If you've got any questions, feel free to keep sending them in, we'll answer them for you. Don't forget to join, and then you can get the app and you can have a go with the app, and don't forget to donate as well. Donations are key for us at the moment. We've still got injured owls coming in. We got a phone call the other night about a young tawny owl that had been found. Leave them where they are, they're fine, they don't need our help, but if we get them, then it's a long process to get them back into the wild, and all that's got to be paid for with food and vet bills and things. So yeah, if you could follow the link and donate, and share this post as well, and help us to save some owls. Have you got any questions?
Comments mostly. Let's have a look. Let's see. Okay, so shout out to the normal
the What Posse.
Fans. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds quite good, the What Posse. Okay, let's go all the way back because it's telling me who's watching as well, which is rather good. Oh, okay. So hello from Oregon again. Thank you so much for doing these videos. Stuart says, well done, look forward to seeing the chicks.
They haven't hatched yet, we might not have any, they don't exist.
But more importantly, Stuart says, has Jacinta cut your hair, Richard?
No, it's just getting in my eyes now, it's getting too long.
Yeah, he's going to plait it shortly,
Yeah,
Stuart,
absolutely.
It'll be fine. Mind you, I might take a picture and pop that on for you all. Sophia said, Pepper's beautiful. Moving on. Oh, hi Claire. Claire's loved watching this. Thank you very much. And Sarah says that the owl is beautiful. Sue says that Richard sounds like James Martin, the chef.
Oh dear.
Don't give him ideas, please, Stuart. His cooking's not that good.
There's nothing wrong with mice, I keep telling you, they're perfectly feasible.
Yeah, it's when you put the chicks down, though, instead of the chips. Kerry says that he's so cute, the owl, by the way. Sophia asks, how far can an owl glide without flapping?
Oh, that really depends on the weather. If there's a bit of a breeze, then the owls can actually spill wind out of the back of the wind, to the back of the wings, and that holds them up. So they can actually fly into the wind, and the wind will do the work for them. So they can glide quite a long way. But it also depends on the size of the owl's wings as well. So a tawny owl's got quite short, wide wings, and they're really designed for flapping and flying through trees. Whereas Pepper has got fairly long wings, and the barn owl and the short-eared owls, they've got really long wings, but they're quite narrow, like a seagull almost. The seagulls have got those long, wide wings as well. Long, narrow wings, sorry. So they're really good at gliding and not working very hard. It's called a low wing loading. So there's not very much weight spread out across these huge, great big wings.
Okay, thank you for that. Dave Cooper really likes the idea of the What Posse. He spelled it correctly also.
Good stuff.
Which is good. Paul, thanks for the live feeds. It's been great. Pleased to see the African eagle owl I've adopted. Oh, that's lovely, Paul. Well done. And Stephen says, oh, that's a long answer, Stephen. I think we're going to have to message that one to you. Okay, that's it for now.
Okay, then, great stuff. I must say thank you to everybody who's donated, who's adopted owls, who's joined the trust, and who helps to support all our work. It's great that you support us, and you can give us a tiny bit of help, whatever that is. And to all the volunteers who aren't able to do anything at the moment because they're all locked down or they're all self-isolating and things, hopefully we'll see you back soon and you can come and play with some owls. Oh, I've got...
Okay, so we've got Matt again. Just sent us a message quickly, said hello again from Alex and Sophie. Sorry they joined late. Beautiful owl this week. What happens if owls get wet? Oh, hold on, Seymour. Do they have to avoid water? Oh, that's a good question, actually.
They do. There are some fish owls, but they tend not to dive into the water. They'll snatch fish off the top of the water. But all owls have got quite poor waterproofing because of the structure on their feathers. So the velvet coating across the top of the feathers, which stops them rubbing together making a noise, works like a sponge. So there are very few that have good waterproofing. Snowy owls are quite waterproof and don't absorb that much water on their feathers. But a lot of the others really struggle. So yeah, they tend to try and avoid the rain. And I will try and find and post it sometime this week a picture of a wet Elwood. Elwood loves having a bath, our great grey owl, but when he has a bath he's absolutely soaked to the skin and looks like a drowned rat and has a much worse hairdo than me at the moment. It just kind of sticks out everywhere. Okay, so there we go. Thank you very much to everybody who's supported us. If you can donate, share this, help us to save the owls. sign up for a membership, and then you can get the app and you can have a play with that as well. It really is great. It's got all the owl calls and things on there, so you can listen out to see which owls you've got around your house. And thank you very much for your time. Stay safe, and don't forget to cut the NHS as well. Thank you.